Before World War II and during the very first years of the war, my family had the habit of going on vacation, summer vacation, in late July or early August. And that meant that we left the city and went out into the country and for 1 or 2 weeks. And my first memory of that actually goes back to just before my 3rd birthday. And the whole series of vacations is called Sommerfrische. Sommer meaning summer and Frische meaning freshness. So you went to refresh yourself in the summer in the country. Summer vacations in the country. The roof overhead is made of steel beams and sparkling glass. It arches so high I am certain it must be touching the sky, which is clear blue. Slanting beams of sunlight illuminate the mysterious space up there, but do not come near the bustling crowds of people down here. I am holding on tight to my mother's hand while gazing upward. My father walks just ahead of us carrying 2 big suitcases. My grandmother Wölchen and my great-aunt Marie follow behind. We are at the main railroad station in Berlin, eager to depart for our summer vacation in the country. The gigantic structure echoes with the exciting sounds of arriving and departing trains drawn by puffing steam engines, announcements over loudspeakers, whistles, the animated chatter of many people. Now my father and my grandmother set down their suitcases, which my mother, aunt, and I are to guard, while they go to buy our tickets. I am spellbound by the majesty of the place and the vibrancy of the crowd. When my father and Wölchen return, we move on to find our platform where our gleaming train is waiting with its doors open and its locomotive giving off huge clouds of white steam. We locate our compartment. The suitcases are stored overhead and we settle down in our upholstered seats. The train is crowded and we are not near the window. Doors are slammed. A whistle blows, and slowly our train moves out of the station, then past dirty, mostly windowless back walls of high buildings. We gain speed, and soon there are trees and gardens, and then we are in the open country. My father takes me out into the companionway to look through the large, spotless windows. He points out animals and many other things I have never seen before, until I grow tired. Then I fall asleep on my mother's lap. We stay in a small village in Thuringia. Every morning a man walks through the main street blowing on a horn, and huge animals with horns come into the street and walk before him out of the village to wide meadows where they eat grass all day long. The animals are called cows. The leading one wears around its neck a big bell on a wide leather band. The bell makes a beautiful sound. At first I was terrified of the cows, but my father showed me how harmless they are if one just walks alongside and does not bother them. Now I am eager to accompany them each morning while holding on to my grandmother's hand. My parents have traveled on to somewhere else and have left me here with Wölchen and Aunt Marie. They will pick us up on their way back to Berlin. And here is my memory of going on vacation in the country when I was not quite 4. The following summer I have come with just my grandmother to the same railroad station in Berlin. I am sitting on our big valise, clutching my little suitcase in my arms. Wölkchen has told me not to move from the spot. She has gone to stand in line for our train tickets. Now and then I can catch a glimpse of her in the distance through the bustling crowds of people. I look up at the high arching roof of steel and glass and see that the panes have been painted black. No light from the sky can come in. No light from inside goes out. I have become afraid of the sky anyway, because of the bombs that drop out of it at night. At last Wölkchen returns with the tickets and we find our train. It is very crowded, so people have to stand, but we are given seats in a section for women with children. I am excited now, for we are off to the country, and in a few hours I will see my parents, who have traveled ahead to find rooms for us. We are staying in Wolfshau. I like that name, and I like being here. Every day when we walk in the woods, there are lots of red raspberries and sometimes blueberries to be picked. I love picking berries, especially with my father. He always makes it into an adventure, and he shows me the best places and the biggest berries. I also have 2 friends, Helga and Gisela. They are very nice to me, even though I am not quite 4 years old, and they already go to school. When my parents are away on a big outing, I walk with Wölkchen and the girls and we play hide and seek and other games. We like especially to go to a place in the woods where a huge tree trunk is lying on the ground. Then we climb up on it and pretend to be riding a horse, an elephant, or a crocodile, which throws all 3 of us to the ground now and then. It is great fun. One day my parents take me along to climb a big mountain. It takes us a long time, but I do it all on my own legs. As we come closer to the summit, I can see a beautiful building with many windows nestled against the bare rock at the top. It looks like a castle of glass, but it is a restaurant, bright with natural light coming through all those windows. They allow us to look at beautiful mountain views while we leisurely enjoy some very good cake. On our way down the mountain, I keep glancing back at that wonderful place. My parents are very impressed with my hiking all the way up and down the mountain. I would like to do it again soon. But it is time for us to return to Berlin, and the air waits.